All right, welcome back to the New Equity Network show. I'm Michael Yorba, your host, and Ed Baxter, our co-host on the show. We're speaking with Andrew Whelan, CEO, BioElectronics Corporation. BIEL is the symbol. BIELCORP.com is the website. All right, Andrew, if we can, I want to get into what investors should know about BioElectronics. I understand that you have broken the code on selling your products. Things are just really ramping up for you, not just domestically, but also abroad. So, can you walk us through that part of the equation?
Yes, and it really was the key marketing problem for us is the product looks like a hanger. It's an antenna with a module on there, that electronic module that generates the signal into the tissue. People that have had chronic pain for years, I mean, I'm astounded at how much pain they have and how long they've had that pain, or have tried everything on the face of the earth, and are spending huge amount of money on painkillers. And so we found that by giving out a sample, a 7-day trial device, which they turn on, can't turn off. In the UK, we charge them £2.95, which is roughly $4.50. That covers our cost of the product, and it covers the cost of packing and shipping it to them. That has been extremely successful for us. We market it on two ways. We are very active on Facebook and other social medias, and we do TV advertising that promotes the availability of the 7-day trial unit. What's unique is the results that we get. We get 76% of the people. Now, let's drop back a second. We go back and survey them, a week after they had tried the device, and then we do a long-term survey 3 months out after that. And what we're finding is that 76% of the people that get the product get good pain results. On average, they're getting a 50% reduction in their chronic pain level, which is unheard of. I mean, OTC drugs can always get something like a 20% drop in the pain level. So they're coming in, as I mentioned earlier, they're reporting 8.1 to 8.5 average pain score on a scale of 10 when they start with the product. We asked that question, what was your existing pain level? We get them down to 4 plus on their VAS score after just 1 week, okay? Which means they're coming off their drugs or dramatically reducing, even complex products like opioids and all. We'll get 10% of people stop using that opioid completely, and 85% of them have reported significant reduction in the amount of medication use. So we're really addressing and we're getting results on subjects on probably disease states like fibromyalgia, which there really isn't any clear indication of what the definition of what that disease is. On back pain, knee pain, shoulder, neck pain, arthritis is doing extremely well also. So that technique of using marketing with the sample product really works well. And what we follow up on to find out is that after they've used the product, we ask the question, do you intend to buy, or after they have used rather, do you intend to buy, and we get a yes and maybe. We get it, on average, get 58% of people saying absolutely going to buy, 22% saying maybe. That's 80% of them. So we go back in a follow-up on that and ask them if they bought, which is really interesting. Then we find that 76% of those people actually went out and bought the product. And they bought on average 1.7 units, which kind of startled me at first. Then I realized people do have 2 knees, so they have to buy 2 units, which means that for every sample that we get out, we get a sale, well, at least one sale of the 30-day device product, and we essentially acquired a customer for the cost of advertising the availability of the unit, which is still, it's costly to some extent, but overall it's a very effective sales campaign. And most importantly, because we're looking for, a retail partner with substantial management resources and financial resources to escalate the marketing and the sale of it. So what we'd like to do is sell the retail products, being the ActiPatch, the Allay for menstrual pain, and the Smart Insole for heel pain and other foot problems, to get a license agreement with a major marketing distribution company that has the resources to really step up the rest of the world's sales of those products.
Well, I understand that you just completed the first such relationship with B. Braun in the UK. Talk to us about what investors should know about what you're doing on that scale and where you're going with the company.
That's a good question. Thanks, because I didn't point that out. Essentially, what we have is because the effectiveness and how we now understand how the device works, and being neuromodulation or pulsing, not the heat. We have two distinct markets. We have the retail market, which we hope to have a partner for, and get the worldwide distribution at. On the medical side, the products are different, and we have developed a new device and actually got filed on the patents for it, which is an extra strength device that we call the Recovery RX2, that we're doing some additional testing on to make sure we have all the signals right, and then we get some clinicals. So there's two distinct markets. There's a medical market for the product, and there's an OTC market, and there's a medical market. The medical market is really focused on post-operative pain, chronic pain, and then we think it appears that it works very well with diabetic neuropathy, which is a huge market on the foot, similar to what we do with the Smart Insole, and also on migraine headaches. What we're doing with B. Braun's the 13th largest medical device company. They have 50,000 employees. We're dealing with the British group in the UK, and what they're doing, they have a very advanced surgical procedures for their implant devices for the knee, hip, back, so forth. And their program is to alleviate the surgical trauma. So they do pre-treatment of patients, prep them for the surgery, and then they do post-surgery to get them back. What their testing has shown that our device significantly reduces the amount of post-operative pain and accelerates the healing, so the patient's getting back faster and forward. This gives us a nice opening into that market. So we're working on doing some additional clinical trials for that. But the real upside for the company over the long term is going to be the medical side, where you have a much higher price for the device. We have a higher price for the device. And you have a lot larger use of it. And many of those procedures would be reimbursed. And they'd be more like a pharmaceutical product marketing.
Wow.
So somebody with Braun has all the sales reps and the expertise and the credibility. Works well. And we are talking to others to get a feet in that market.
Wow. Andrew, I've got to interrupt you again. We're at the end of our segment. We didn't even get into what you're doing with dental surgery to alleviate pain, and I know that's going to be a big one for everybody, but we've got to go. Contact information is BIELCORP.com, symbol BIEL on the pink sheets, right, Andrew?
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming on to the show and what you're doing for humanity, especially when it comes to solving the biggest problem and keeping people off drugs for that pain relief. Great work.
All right, thank you.
My pleasure. Andrew Whelan, CEO, BioElectronics Corporation. Thanks for listening and tuning in with us, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.